foes are legion, these 5 are potentially problematic. A noble predator, he believes himself to be. This Guruk wild speaker, brutal savage, merely a merciless killer. His impatience is my virtue. Jace Beleren's greatest strength is his greatest flaw. A supremely powerful mind incapable of perceiving how he could rule all. A keystone in an unfathomable plan. So utterly filled with power, so wholly lacking in restraint and vision, seeking freedom. Will Chandra Nalar rise above personal retribution, or will her fury consume all? A dark power commanding the dead. Liliana Vess inspires terror. Indebted to demons, entranced in a pursuit of unattainable desires. As ruthless as myself. Reinforcer of life, light, and strength in allies. A contemptible blight. Should we cross again, I'll snuff a Johnny Goldmane's spark, consigning him to an endless night. They're but obstacles, part of a grand design. Fight them endlessly, they'll likely prevail every time. However, should you prove to be a duelist of measure, having defeated these opponents with skill, consider your fate. For if you dare face me, destroying you shall be my pleasure.
Hey, what is up, guys? It's Legendary Narwhal back again, and today, this is actually the second time I've tried recording this so far. Magic the Gathering, 2013, 2012, 2013. I wanted to try and get over my gaming ADD that I've been having lately. I've just been playing a lot of different things, and not really doing anything with any of it. And I apologize. So I'm going to try and correct that in 2013, since it is the first, by playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering 2013. So, it's got a lot of options, a lot of stuff that I'm not really going to go into or bother with right now. I do want to just jump straight into the campaign to show you a bit of this game. I do know another guy that has it, so I might get some multiplayer footage of that at some point. As far as DLC, I don't know if it's on sale anymore, but it was on sale over the Christmas holidays for the Steam sale. Hopefully I'll have this uploaded before the 6th of January. I believe that's when it ends. I got a lot of the deck unlocks from there. They were like 49 cents a piece, so I got a lot of those. So I have a lot of stuff in this deck manager that you would probably not have if you had just bought and started the game. I have also played a little bit of the campaign already before I realized, you know, hey, I could probably record this. So I did. In help and options, though, there's a how to play section. There's a tutorial that I did go through. I have played the original card game, so I did just want to kind of see how they were how they were similar. So difficulty, as you can see here, I am on the middle difficulty right here. I figured easy would be too easy, and hard, I don't know. I haven't played this in a very long time. I haven't played Magic in a very long time, so I figured medium was best. I want to... Yeah, no, I don't know if these... I don't think I want that checked. Basically, I don't want to see tips. I don't know if this is like, no, don't show me tips, or this is like a check, since it's... Never mind. I'm just going to toggle it off. So, not going to worry too much about any of that. It is a little bit difficult navigating this interface. You do need to use arrow keys to scroll here. Things like escape will do nothing. If you want to exit the game, you do actually have to scroll all the way to the right and click exit game. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, we're gonna jump straight in here. I want to try and get a match per video, and again, as you can see, I'm into like this little second bit here already. However, I am going to go all the way back to the beginning, and I'm going to start here with Talrand. So I'm going to do this right off the bat, straight up. As far as decks go, again, I have a bunch of decks with a lot of unlocks because I got the deck keys on Steam for like 49 cents a piece. So I do have a lot of that. Most of these I have not touched and I've never played. Some of these I have played around with a little bit. Sepulchral Strength I played a little bit of before, and Grim Procession. Celestial Light is very cool, and that's actually what I tried to do against Talrand the first time I tried to record, and the game went on for like 45 minutes, and then Fraps and the game just bombed and died. So I don't know where that footage has gone. I'm probably not going to find it. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm just redoing this entire thing. Let's pick this one. This could be cool. I don't think I've ever played Sky and Scale before, so we'll do that. Don't know what Deck Manager was going to say about it, but I'm not going to look at it. I'll worry about it later. They try and rate decks by stars here, but I mean, you can only show so much by trying to rate a Magic deck with stars. Anyway, jumping into it, let me see. I got a bunch of lands, and that is essentially another land. 3/3 flying trample. Got a destroy that's going to replace it with a 3/3 ape. Okay. And then return target creature owner's hand. Okay. That's a lot of mana and not a lot of creatures. I'm gonna take the chance and draw one new hand. Alright, I don't know if this is any better. We're gonna see. I'll actually just look at it like this. So, I've got one land, I've got one of these guys. He is flying, and then whenever he deals combat damage, I can destroy an artifact or an enchantment. That's really cool. So that's something I'll be able to use very frequently, hopefully. Flying and trample again. And now I have this, which I have an untap ability to pay for this, meaning I can attack, and then after it attacks, it would normally be tapped on my side. However, I could pay this to untap and then block with it in the next turn. So I wouldn't have to choose. Tidespout Tyrant, I'm a little bit upset that I drew into this because, as you can see, it's ridiculously expensive. It's very good. Whenever I cast a spell, return target permanent to owner's hand, so I'll be able to bounce back a lot of his creatures. That's cool, but also very annoying. This is nice. This is pretty much like a pacifism. So I enchant a creature, and then that creature is tapped, meaning that they don't untap during the normal untap phase, so they cannot attack, and I believe they cannot block either. So they can't really do anything. They also can't use any tapping abilities. They can't do anything because they're tapped. So that's pretty cool. And I still ended up with this, which I guess that's good. But anyhow, as you can see here, I started off with 7, and it still gave me 7 the first time, but the more times you redraw your hand, it dwindles the cards you get less and less, and you really don't want that. So I am going to keep this, and I am also going to play first. So play land, and then you can see it going through all the phases here, and then it goes into his turn. So let's see what he's going to do. Hopefully I draw into some mana. The first time I had too much. This time I didn't have enough. And I still don't have that much. I'll be able to play this guy pretty soon, but not right now. I'm starting to second guess myself. I probably should have kept that first hand. Playing anything? Alright, he is playing a Fog Bank. Now, this is something that's incredibly annoying, and he has multiples of this. So it's a defender, flying. Defender meaning that it can't attack, all it can do is block. Flying meaning it can block ground and flying creatures. So it can block everything, which I think this deck has a lot of flying-based things, so he'll be able to block a lot of that. And then prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by Fogbank. So it starts as a 0/2. If for some reason it gets pumped up in stats in any way, then even if it were to deal a damage, it would not. so it cannot deal any damage at all. Now, you can't deal combat damage to it either, so that's also kind of annoying, meaning that this is an invincible blocker as far as combat is concerned. Now, you can still kill this with an instant. Say if I had a spell that was deal 2 damage to target creature, this would die. So, it's annoying, but depending on what I'm going to have in my deck, I'll be able to sort it out in short order. Alright, this is good. I'm going to be able to start playing these very quickly now. I can actually start doing something. So, I've played this. Top card gets revealed due to its ability here. Reveal the top card. If it's a land card, put it in the battlefield. Otherwise, put it in your hand, and it was an island. So, that island gets played immediately, which is nice. So, next turn, maybe I'll draw into a mana again. Even if I don't, I can play the Trigon Predator. So that'll be nice. Just in time, too, hopefully, well, I say hopefully, this is a defender, so he'll probably block me. But I would like to get rid of this as soon as possible. Beginning your upkeep, put a 1/1 counter on a creature. If it's blue, his deck is mono blue. It has no other colors than blue, so whatever creature he puts this on will benefit. He can also use this to turn a creature hexproof, meaning it can't be the target of spells. So this would be the way to make his fog bank really and truly invincible, because then I wouldn't be able to target it with any sorceries or instants, and I wouldn't be able to kill it with combat damage due to the fact that it itself is immune to combat damage. The only way then to deal with Fog Bank is going to be to destroy the artifact directly. That would be the only way I could possibly do that. Now, this right here, Indrik Stomp Howler, that I just played, whenever this enters the battlefield, it destroys an artifact or an enchantment. So I could destroy this. I could destroy that, his, which would be very nice. Now, I could also do this. Enchant creature, tap the creature, it does not untap during its untap step. Now, the good news is, at the moment, he has no mana. All of his mana is tapped. Now, I believe what that means for me is when I play this, he cannot use this to make it hexproof, which he would be able to do normally. So what I'm going to do is play this and then tap the Fog Bank. So that's going to take an otherwise indestructible blocking creature out of the game. So I am going to play that. Pop that right on him, and by tapping him like that, I can just attack now. He's not going to be able to do anything, it is tapped. So he can't even block, he can do nothing. So swing for 1 damage. Next turn I'll get Trigon Predator out, and then hopefully if he doesn't have any other creatures, I'll attack and end up destroying the ring, because I'll be able to destroy an artifact if this does combat damage to a player. However, it doesn't look like I'm going to be that lucky. So Skywinder Drake, it is flying, it is also 3/1, so it is going to swing at me fairly hard. It can only block creatures with flying though, so if I can get something like my Indrik Stomp Howler out into the field, it will not be able to block it. So there's something there. Now he will switch over the counter onto him, the ring, and that's dangerous. That is dangerous. I would really rather that not be the case, but what are you gonna do? Let me see. What do I want to play? Flying Trample could be good. It is a 3/3. At the moment, it would end up canceling out this. However, next turn it is going to become a 4/2, so that's going to get out of hand very quickly. I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to play my Trigon Predator, hope that he will attack me next turn, and then I'll be able to hit him back, because that won't be able to block, and that can't either, and that'll help me to destroy that. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to see what happens. Again, I could trade something for it now, but I don't really know if that's going to be the way to go. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Skip attack? No, because he can't block. He can only block creatures with flying, so... Although, actually no, he is going to be, never mind. He is going to be a 4/2 next turn. I may end up sacrificing this Trigon Predator here in place of that. And, of course, I get a message here. God damn it. I'll be right back. Let me just deal with that. Okay. I apologize for that. Just, one of my friends asking to play Castle Crashers, which I may be doing on the channel as well. We have been playing quite a bit of that as well. Bought that in the Steam sale. But back to Magic. Not gonna... Well, I am gonna attack with him. Swing for 1 again. He can't block. That can only block creatures with flying. Next turn, if he does swing at me, I am probably going to block with this. I believe there's more than one of these in the deck. I think. I don't actually know. But having this dead is going to be better anyway than letting that continue to build with +1/+1 over and over. Now, he may not even attack. I'm not sure. Okay, he's not. The possibility exists of him being able to die to me using this card. Creatures called with flying get +1/+1. That isn't ideal. I'm, at the moment, regretting putting the enchantment that I did on the Fog Bank. I probably should have saved it for a lethal combat creature like this is going to become very shortly, rather than do that. But oh well. I didn't really think that through. Let's put it that way. Didn't really think that through. I can, however, play Indrik Stomp Howler now, and that's going to help me quite a bit. Target creature's owner's hand. I'll do that later. In fact, I may actually do that with the Tidespout Tyrant. If I do get enough mana to play it, I'll play this, and then using this card, I'll forcibly return that to my own hand, putting out 8 1/1 green sapling tokens, since this has a converted cost of 8. But for now, I am going to play Indrik Stomp Howler, and I am going to get rid of this ring and get it out of here. I really don't want that ring to keep on buffing people, so I am definitely going to do that. Getting rid of the enchantment would also be nice, but I'm going to bank on the fact I'll be able to slip this guy through at some point to destroy that. At the moment, I can't, but I am going to try. Now, I did just play him. I can block and sacrifice this for this, which, well, actually, no, I can't because it's flying. I take that back. I am going to swing again for 1, seeing as there's no reason to hold him back. He wouldn't be able to block anyway. At this point, sacrificing this guy is not going to be enough. He only has 2 power, that has 3 toughness, so he can attack me comfortably, and he probably will, because he knows that even if I block, all that's going to happen is this guy will die. And he did not. Okay, maybe he thinks I'm holding something in reserve, which I'm not, but he doesn't know that. Another Indrik Stomp Howler. This is a good day for me. Okay. Playing this as well. And Counterspell. Okay. Boo on you. Boo. Alright, well there goes a 4/4 and my chance at destroying his enchantment. That's a pity. But I do have this guy in play, so I am going to be swinging for 5 now. Indrik Stomp Howler is a pretty tough creature, so I am going to do that. Next turn, I believe I'll probably play the Worm over this flying creature, seeing as if I play the Flyer, he'll be able to block it. However, if I play a ground, he won't be able to block it, because that cannot block ground creatures, so that's not good. Okay, 8/7 flying, that's bad. Alright, can't do anything with it quite yet, but it is going to be a 9/8 because of the enchantment, so that's not good. 5/3, I can block to prevent the 5 damage, however this creature is going to die because of it. However, that may be the best case scenario. I really don't want to let 5 damage go through. I'm not sure if I can eat that comfortably, especially because he's going to start swinging for 9 with this next turn, and there's not going to be much that I can do. I am probably going to play this next, now that he's played that. Probably. I don't know. Let's sacrifice. I don't want to, but I think it's probably the only thing for it at the moment. So, I didn't take any damage, but I did lose that creature. I do have another one of these now. One thing I can do, however, is I can return that bouncing back to his hand. I may actually do that so that I can get a bunch of saplings out. The only problem with these saplings is I am not going to be able to really use them for much of anything. So, unaware as to how useful they will actually be. This will use up everything that I have pretty much anyway. Alright. Now, this can block ground. This has none of the same restrictions on it that the Sidewinder has. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. I'm going to bounce this back into his hand. This is going to give me, I believe, 7 tokens. Yeah, 7 tokens. So that is helpful. It's also going to let me swing for 5 because he won't be able to block. And then next turn, I'll probably just be able to swing with everything and manage to whittle him down low enough to death. I don't think he'll be able to block everything, even if he replays that creature. So let's see if he replays it. He probably will. And he will also probably attack. Now this time I cannot do anything about it, but I can eat the 5 comfortably because I believe next turn I win. Unless he does something crazy, I'm gonna win. Alright, playing that creature again, that's fine. And do I win? I win! This is game. What's going to happen is I'm just going to swing with everything. This is 7, plus 4 is 11, plus 1 is 12 damage total. He can only block 1. This is the only creature that can block ground. Even if he blocks the 4/4, that's still 8 damage going through. I win the game. So that was actually a little close. That was actually a little close. I'm going to play this just because I can, and then I'm just going to swing with everything. All the tokens. Alright, that's everything. So, that was closer than I would have liked, actually. I'm really glad I had that card now. I was originally going to use it to bounce back and get 8, but I'm very glad I was able to bounce his Goliath back. And he is going to block the 4/4. That's fine. It won't matter. Unless that one card is something spectacular, which I guess he already missed his chance to use anyway. There we go. Okay. So, first win. We have defeated Talleyrand. So, we used the Sky and Scale deck today for this. If I bounce myself back out to the campaign ladder, now normally you would win like achievements and card unlocks on that screen. However, I already have most of the card unlocks, again, because of the 49-cent deck keys on Steam. So there is that. Next time, I'm going to move on to this encounter, Disturbing the Nest. I'll probably do this other encounter as well in the same video. Depending on how things go, these will not be very long. In fact, this one is probably going to be very short. I will lose this, however, if I get very unlucky, but I guess you could say that about any matchup, honestly. But for now, I'm going to come back to this a little bit later on. At the moment, I'm going to go and play some Castle Crashers so that people stop bothering me. But this is going to keep on coming onto the channel. Again, Gaming ADHD, I'm going to try and continue and pick back up here in 2013 all of the series and everything that I started, and all the playlists that I have that only have, you know, maybe 2 videos involved. And some people have said, you know, why don't you post more WoW videos? And they bring up a good point, because WoW is really... Me being in the beta for Mists of Pandaria was the thing that got my channel the views that it has right now, which even still is not very many, but almost all of those views are due to the WoW videos that I have. And the reason why I'm not posting as much WoW stuff, and the reason why I'm not going to post as much WoW stuff, is because I kind of already know now that I can get some views on videos that are about WoW. So I already have one thing that I know will work. I know people are going to want to watch that. Or even if they don't, there's so many people that play that game that there's a much larger percentage of people that are going to watch that compared to, say, if I did more videos on FTL. There's not nearly as many people that play FTL that play WoW, so the turnout of people for FTL videos is going to be a lot smaller. For WoW, I know it'll be big, even though my channel is, you know, really not known by anyone except the maybe 80 subscribers that I have. I'm not even sure how many, but it's not many. But I hopefully that makes sense. But that's the rationale behind me trying to start all of these different series and getting 2, 3, or 4 videos in each one, because that way I can kind of tell by comments and by likes and by views what people actually want to watch. So I'm not wasting my and everybody else's, the viewers' time, trying to produce and render content that nobody even cares about. League of Legends kind of fell in that respect. That's what I started this channel recording, and I posted 6, 7, 8 games of it, and then realized, you know what, my first beta video on, I don't know if it's the first one, but my beta video for WoW on Hunters, that ended up with like over 8,000 views easily, and each of my League of Legends videos only had like 20 per. So there was really no incentive to continue recording League. I still play League of Legends to this day, and I have a blast doing it, but there's not as much reason to record it, because all it really does is waste my hard drive space and my time to render and then upload, and no one ends up watching it. So that's just a brief kind of why as to my madness of saying, hey guys, I'm doing this new series on Civilization 5 Gods and Kings, there's 2 videos in it. Hey guys, I'm playing Legend of Grimrock, there's 7 videos here. Hey guys, I'm doing... You get the picture. So that's my reasoning kind of behind that. It probably doesn't make much sense, but it does to me. So I'm going to keep doing it. For now, this has been Legendary Narwhal, and I will see you guys next time.